the economic and trade relation between Egypt and China doesn't reflect the strategic and historical partnership between the two countries. This is why, as EBA, we decided to move forward and take a positive action to unify all our efforts, not only for EBA members, but for all the Egyptian business community. That's why we were keen to have among us today representatives of business communities, former ambassadors, governmental officials, academics, expertise, as well as financial institutions. We are eager to seize the golden opportunities that we have those days of having such a very enthusiastic and dynamic Minister Council, Mr. Han and his team, who are really working hard to enhance and pave the way for more fruitful cooperation. And I'm hereby confirming to Mr. Han that EBA is willing to put all its capabilities and experience in front of him to invest in our leverages through the number of members that working under EBA, who consider about 400 members, considered as the top and elite business people in the Egyptian business community, and they cover all sectors. We have the complete cycle of business under our umbrella. Besides, we have manufacturers, traders, exporters, importers. We have also people in construction. We have people in tourism. We also have auditors and lawyers, which give us the opportunity to discuss all aspects related to business, from the economic legislative to the tax regimes, and all aspects related to our business. Mr. Han, I would like to assure you that we are ready to support. We are ready to give all our facilities to looking forward for a new era of cooperation between Egypt and China. I don't want to take more of your time. If you allow me to leave the floor to Mr. Ahmed Munir Azzeddin, the head of the China committee under which we are working under the umbrella of EBA. Mr. Ahmed, this floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad, for precise words and speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored today to have you with us, EBA members, board members of EBA, distinguished guests, head of industrial and trading committees in EBA. Please with me, I would like you to welcome Minister Council Mr. Han Bing, the commercial attaché of China in Egypt. We are honored. Mr. Bing have been in close cooperation with EBA since he arrived a few months ago and last year, and really he showed a lot of cooperation with his marvelous team which are attending with us. We also would like to welcome them. In all fields, Mr. Han have been trying to see with us what could be the bridges of cooperation. And so we are honored to have you, Mr. Han, today with us. And also, please, if you can, with me, welcome our former ambassador to China, Mr. Mahmoud Alam. We are honored to have him with us. Mr. Mahmoud Alam have been for many years an ambassador to China, and we have witnessed a lot of cooperation through his service in China for more projects and more trading rise between Egyptian companies and Chinese companies. We welcome you, sir. Yes. At the same time, I would like just to go through a few small words about how we are now witnessing a remarkable era of cooperation between Egypt and China. Egypt and China have been cooperating since many years ago, many decades, close cooperation. It reached to be a strategic partnership between Egypt and China. They both share a common historical ground. Both are in hand for development of Egypt, and also to have more projects with China through such kind of cooperation. Such rise of strategic partnership have been witnessed through within the visit of our President Fattah al-Sisi on the 24th of December 2014 to China, where 26 memorandum of cooperation have been signed with between Egyptian government and Chinese institutions and corporations, the enterprises, in many fields, which will be in the coming period a rising flag for cooperation between Egypt and China in the field of renewable energy, electricity, innovation of trains and infrastructure. We are really feeling that this is the real start of future close rise of project cooperation. And the second thing also, we are waiting we are expecting the visit of Chinese President to Egypt next month, which with a fine delegation, Chinese delegation of Chinese companies. This both incidents that come behind each other, following each other, just are not a coincidence. They are a sign of a strategic move of cooperation between such large countries. So just to end my words now, it will be a pleasure to listen to President Mahmoud Allam, and welcome, President, please.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a pleasure for me to be here today in such esteemed organization with such a distinguished audience, and talking about one of my favorite subjects, which relation with China, which I had the pleasure to serve as ambassador till 2005 to 2009, and since coming back from China, at least during my time, I get a glimpse of the what I call the Chinese phenomena, the rise of China, the development of China, beside taking care of the bilateral relation between this country, where I see that Egypt has a special place due to the historical dimension and civilizational depth that makes such societies get attracted to each other. But being here today and addressing China, I see that we are entering a new phase of our relationship, which I'm glad to see the EBA taking a lead to make a platform for dialogue, interaction, and working together to do the roadmap for the future of this relation, which have witnessed, as just been mentioned, a new momentum that has not been there for maybe for long, by reaching, after we had in 1999 we had strategic cooperation agreement in the end of 2014. We have reached a comprehensive partnership agreement, which imply that relation in all levels and all fields will have to develop on a level of partnership, not just a cooperation. And it's up to us, by being here today, and by the work of different institutions and the governments of both sides, to interpret this and translate it into actions in all fields. Another thing that we have to remember that next year Egypt and China will witness 60 years of diplomatic relations, and I know that our Chinese friends always remember and mention that Egypt, they appreciate that Egypt was the first Arab and African countries to establish diplomatic relations with China. The two countries are going through developments. China, afterward, has achieved all this economic developments, which reach unprecedented level by achieving up to 11% GDP yearly. Now it's coming to a stage where settling in the economy, and the country is actually reviewing, even as under the leadership of President Xi Jinping, reviewing its course and coming to what to call rejuvenating the nation, and having a leadership that's raising the slogan of "Let us achieve the Chinese dream." All this is come under it many actions. I would say, like for instance, just recently, there's two important meetings of the two meetings of the parties and the consultative committees and the government under the President Xi Jinping and the Premier Xi Kai-cheng, right? If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah. They have set like 4 milestones, like for instance, they call the 4 comprehensives, target to reach a moderately affluent and society, where the standard of living of the Chinese people would be raised to a moderate level. A comprehensive reform in all governments, entities and performance, prevailing the ruling by the rule of law, and implementing discipline in the party, and combating corruption. I think this is reflect very much with what we are doing now in Egypt. We have a new leadership. We have a government that realized that after 2 revolutions, we need to rejuvenate Egypt, and maybe the revolution started basically because Egypt. We all as Egyptians realize that Egypt reaches stagnation, and Egypt can do better than this and deserve better than this. But now we're drawing the map together to do it. Another thing that when we find that the Chinese leadership is taking strategic projects like the Belt and the Road, which is actually reviving the concept of the Silk Road and building a maritime Silk Road and a land one. And this is a concept that has been launched in 2003 and 13 and is still evolving. I think Egypt take a very important part, or could take a very important part in implementing this vision, which is a vision not only for China, it's a vision for the world. Of course, it's reflect one important thing, that China is going out. China is going, and now this is the drive in China, is go out, this invest out. Chinese investment around the world, I think, reached, if I'm not mistaken, about 120 billion US dollars. Besides, we have, of course, the Chinese tourists around the world, around the figure 120 million, with estimate of a 15% rise every year. All this open up an opportunities for us. On the other hand, we find Egypt here. We have this mega project that the government has set, and which was clear in this very important step that we took in the Sharm el-Sheikh with the Egypt Economic Development Conference, and we have all have witnessed the number of agreements that has been reached, and we have witnessed the support and the weight of Egypt has really been translated into this event, and particularly again I say the Chinese side has a big part in the agreement. Some of them were of course concluded during the visit of President Sisi last year, and some of them are there and during this conference, and more will maybe come during the visit of the president. So our trade have reached almost 11.6 billion US dollar. However, we have to say that we have great trade imbalance for the sake of China, and we have to work on that, and that is another important dimension. We have to work to explore, not only to attract Chinese investment, as much how can we tap and enter the Chinese market. Chinese market is one of the biggest markets in the world. China, like Egypt actually in this way, was attractive to all investors in the world because it has a market that there's no market like it, and the size. Egypt in this region as well has this. So when we say that the Chinese investors or foreign investors coming to Egypt, it's because Egypt is a land of opportunities. Egypt has potentials. Egypt is a big market. Egypt has many resources, and that's another lesson. We have to learn ourselves and to teach others to explore how to get to this market. And this is the work we have to do in the coming period. If we say again, one dimension I see is very to see the Chinese investment and coming with the new development of the Suez Canal corridors. I see that we already have a good model, not only between Egypt and China, but could be a model between to other investors to come, which started almost 10 years ago, which is the Chinese economic zone in northwest of Suez at Ain al-Sokhna. It's a good model. It has started on a small scale of 1.6 maybe kilometers, and supposed to expand to 7 kilometers. I had the pleasure of visiting this place, which is developed by Teda company, and a few weeks ago with a Chinese delegation, which I always kept my eye on this. As I said, this is a base and model for development and cooperation. And I can see the development of the corridor of the Suez Canal could learn a lot from that. Now, having said that, I think we have all at hand to work on, and I apologize if I took a long time in my statement to you, but I hope the deliberation of this meeting will end with really good results and an agenda for work that we can follow together in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mahmoud Alam. It was really an addition for us, all this such kind of precious information you gave us. Thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to hear now Minister Counsel Mr. Han Bing, the Economic and Commercial Counselor for the Embassy of the Republic of China in Cairo. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Sabalir. It's my pleasure to attend this meeting and to share with you the situation of our trade, the economic relations, and also our views how to develop our cooperation in the future. So I think the economic relation between China and Egypt is developing this year is quite good. We have witnessed even during this the 3 years from 2011 to 2014, when the turbulence, the revolution in Egypt, we have constantly growth of the trade, of the bilateral trade, and we have witnessed also very important investment concluded in these 3 years. So last year we had 11.6 billion US dollar the bilateral trade, and the investment is near 100 million US dollar direct investment. So I have to say that if we take only statistic, the figures of the investment and the trade, and it doesn't reflect the real picture of our cooperation, because the official statistic from Gavi that the Chinese investment is about 500 million US dollar until by the end of 2013. And also according to the statistic of commerce of the Ministry of Commerce of China, we have the investment here from China about 600 million US dollars. But actually we have in 2013, for example, the Sinopec invested about 3 billion US dollar in buying the shares of Apache oil company, and they invested the 450 US dollar. I mean, after buying these shares, and they put the money around 450 US dollar last year to their investment projects here in Egypt, and this year they will put more than 300 million US dollar. But this investment were not counted in our statistic. And also we have the oil company named Zhenhua from China. In 2013, also they invested about 700 million US dollar in buying the shares of the Greek oil company. And last year they invest about 300 million US dollar in this project. Besides that, 700 million US dollar buying the shares. And we have, for example, also the Huawei company. They have bought they also invested in the premises in the 2013 about 30 million US dollar. It's also didn't put into the statistics. So altogether, we think that the Chinese investment in Egypt is about 5.3 billion US dollar. This is the actual investment. So that means we have very tight the economic relations between our two countries. And from last year, I came in May of last year, just before the presidential election, and everyone is telling me that I came at the right time, that Egypt is entering into a new era. It's not only the opinion from the Egyptian side, also from Chinese side. From last year, May, we received a very big number of Chinese companies, the Chinese delegations from a business circle to visit Egypt, and also from the governmental level, we have very intensive exchange of the governmental delegations. I think the height or the top of this exchange was the visit of His Excellency the President Sisi last year in December. And also from China, we have this year, for example, we had the special envoy of the President Xi Jinping and the Minister of the Commerce, Mr. Gao Hucheng, attended this economic conference in Sharm el-Sheikh. And I think this is quite a real case that the President of China sends a special envoy to attend an economic conference of a single country in the world. So it's not often. And we are witness also the very big number of the very important institutions to attend this conference. For example, there were the vice governor of Exim Bank. There was the president of CAD Fund, the China African Development Fund. There are the vice president of China Investment Company. There are also the high officials from China Development Bank. They all attended this conference in Sharm el-Sheikh, and also a very big number of Chinese companies attended this conference. So this shows how the Chinese government is paying the importance on the cooperation with Egypt. We are expecting our president to come to visit Egypt next month, and also the big number of huge Chinese companies. It's the very large companies. That's I think the rank on the number on the top of the world. The companies, they will come to visit Egypt during the visit of our president. So and also we have the very important financial institutions, as I mentioned, the Exim Bank, the CAD Fund, and Senashua. I mean, the chairman of Exim Bank will come. I can tell you, one of the vice president of the vice governor of the Exim Bank attended the economic conference in Sharm el-Sheikh. Just this week, I mean the last week, we had the governor of Exim Bank to attend the board meeting of African Exim Bank here in Cairo, and I hosted him in my office and present him the situation in Egypt. So now we are expecting the chairman of Exim Bank to come. So you see, in these 2 months, we will host the 3.
رجال الاعمال ورئيس مجلس الاعمال المصري الاسترالي.
استرالي ولا اشتراكي؟
لا الاسترالي لا اشتراكي حرام عليك.
ما انا بقول برضه
لا الاسترالي. رئيس مجلس الاعمال الاسترالي. الفترة اللي فاتت كان في المؤتمر الاقتصادي بنتكلم عليه كخطوة هامة في ساحة الاقتصاد. عاد الامل للمصريين. اكيد احنا كلنا شفنا انعكاسه على الشخص العادي واهميته، وان احنا ابتدينا نعيد الثقه في نفسنا كاشخاص وكدوله. المجتمع الغربي ابتدى يعود تاني لمصر. انا لو اتكلمت على الجانب الاسترالي، احنا كان عندنا هنا وفد جه قعد بضعه ايام وفوجئ بحجم السوق وامكانيات السوق والتمويل اللي موجود والمشاريع اللي مطروحه في المجتمع المصري. دي كلها دي الصوره ايجابيه جدا عن مصر، بعد الصوره السلبيه اللي ما زالت تعرض للخارج، واللي كان نتيجه تخوف الاجانب والمستثمرين من حتى المجيء. مش الفكره في الاستثمار، المجيء حتى كزياره لمصر. الفتره اللي جايه دي اعتقد هتشهد نمو غير مسبوق. احنا كنا بنتكلم قبل الثوره على 7%، اعتقد في خلال فتره قصيره هنتعدى الرقم ده، وهتبقى مصر من الدول الواعده جدا. مصر تملك من الامكانيات الكثير، والكلام ده احنا بنقوله بقالنا مده، لكن الناس كانت من كتر ما كانت الامور سيئه ما كانش عندها قناعه من اللي احنا بنقوله. احنا بعد الثوره، كان قبل الثوره كنا بنعمل من 7 ل 5% معدل نمو. بعد الثوره احنا الحمد لله الثوره دي لم يترتب عليها اي ضرر بالبنيه التحتيه، ما كانش في حرب، ما فيش طرق، ما فيش محطات كهرباء اتضربت، لكن كان في تغيير اداره واراده. الاداره والاراده الفتره اللي قبل ثوره 30/6 كانت للاسف ادت لانهاك المجتمع ودخوله في مشاكل كثيره، وتنازلت مصر طوعيه عن دورها بالنسبه لافريقيا والدول العربيه لفتره طويله. اعتقد الفتره اللي فاتت دي شاهدنا وفوجئنا حتى احنا كمصريين وكرجال اعمال وكاقتصاديين بحجم المؤتمر ونتائجه. يعني انا اقول لحضرتك حاجه، احنا كان كل الناس بتتكلم، حتى الوزراء قبل المؤتمر بتتكلمي على ان احنا لو خرجنا من ناتج استثمارات من 10 ل 20 مليار فده يبقى نجاح. يعني انت بتتكلمي النهارده على 60 مليار مشاريع تم الاتفاق عليها، 12.5 حزمه مساعدات مع الدول العربيه، 45 مليار كبدايه للمرحله الاولى للعاصمه الجديده، و90 مليار مذكرات تفاهم. يعني بتتكلمي على ارقام غير مسبوقه، احنا ما سمعناش على الارقام دي قبل كده. الفترة اللي جاية دي، وبعد كده خلي بال حضرتك احنا ما قفلناش باب الاستثمار ده، ما كانش مرتبط بان يتقفل بعد مؤتمر شرم الشيخ زي العمره والحج، لا دي مالوش دعوه، ده مستمر. بمعنى ان لما الناس بتشوف ان في دي دوله او منطقه ضخمه زي النيو كابيتال هتتبني، دي 4 أضعاف واشنطن دي سي، ده هيترتب عليه دخول مستثمرين جدد حتى مصريين حتى او اجانب في مشاريع متوسطه الامد، يعني زي مثلا مواسير، زي كهرباء، زي معدات، زي اساس. كل الكلام ده كله هيخدم تبني محافظه كامله الفتره اللي جايه. ده هيشجع المشاريع كثيره اخرى تمتد، يا اما تكبر المشاريع اللي موجوده او تبدا في مشاريع جديده. دي كلها هنعكس بشكل ايجابي وعلى كل المجتمعات. كان تملي الفتره اللي فاتت قبل الثوره كنا بنتكلم عن النمو وليس تنميه. عاده النمو والتنميه المفروض ان هم واجهين لعمله واحده، لكن للاسف قبل الثوره كان النمو كان في شرائح معينه وفي اتجاه معين، وكان يستفيد منه مجموعه معينه بس من المجتمع. المشاريع اللي مطروحه من الحاجات المميزه فيها ان هي بتتعامل مع شرائح كثيره جدا جوه المجتمع، واعتقد ان جوه الجميع هيحس بيها وبالامكانيات اللي هتتيحها بالنسبه للوظائف والعوائد والشغل. كمان في نقطة مهمة، كنت مرة سئلت عن أهميتها بالنسبة للقطاع اللي هو الفقير وما تحت الفقر بالنسبة للمجتمع المصري. طبعا المؤتمر الاستثماري ما تتصورش إن في حد يجي من الخارج يحل لك مشكلة الدولة، لكن اللي بيحصل مثلا زي ما كنا بنتكلم ان وجود مستثمرين في قطاعات كتيره، زي مثلا لو خدنا قطاع محدد زي اللي قالوا مع رئيس الجمهوريه عن الكهرباء زي المحطات دي، لما بتاخد انت قرض على 10 سنين ده بيديكي مساحه من الاموال اللي تستخدمي بدل ما كنت تستخدميها في تنشيط قطاع الكهرباء زي مثلا 6 مليار يورو هتفهمهم على 10 سنين، او بعد 10 سنين ممكن تستخدمي الموارد اللي كانت متاحه لهذا القطاع انك تنمي القطاع اللي هو يعاني بشده من البطاله والفقر وما الى اخره. فاعتقد ده كمان انعكاسه الغير مباشر هو انعكاس في هذا الاتجاه. زائد كمان انعكاس ثاني مهم برضه الناس لازم برضه ما خدتش حقه في الاعلام، ان من ضمن حزمه ال 12.5 مليار اللي خدناهم من الدول العربيه الكويت والسعوديه والامارات وعمان، منهم 6.25 مليار هيتحطوا وديعه في البنك المركزي. ايه النتيجه بتاعته؟ انك لما تحط المبلغ زي كده بتخفف الضغط على الدولار، وينتج عنه اما ثبات العمله او انخفاضها، مما يؤثر بصوره ايجابيه على الاسعار. لان احنا لما شفنا ان لما ابتدى الدولار يطلع ابتدت كل الاسعار حتى اسعار الخدمات تتزايد بشكل كبير. الوديعه دي هتخف الضغط بشده عن سعر العمله، مما يؤدي اما الى ثبات الاسعار او انخفاضها، وان شاء الله اعتقد ان يكون فيها فيها نوع من الانخفاض.
شكرا يا فندم، شكرا.